Well, hi, it's Jerry with I Love RV Life. Wow, we're in Stone Mountain, Georgia at Stone Mountain Campground. Go get you a glass of sweet tea. This is a huge campground. Can't wait to show you this. This is going to be a long one. Well, hi, it's Jerry, and we're at Stone Mountain Campground, and this place is massive. Let me put a map up here just to let you see how big this thing is. Various loops, various colors, if you're interested in the pricing, and I'll talk a little bit about the configuration that you find in each. Some of these are called premium, some have completely full hookups, some have limited hookups. There's even tents and there's even yurts here, so you can kind of get a view of that from the map. But I'm going to start off here. I've just left the general store and the main entrance where I first came in. This is a picture. They've got a great camp store here. It's, you know, pick up all your sundry items that are located here, from ice to gifts to some of your basic things that you need while you're camping. It's really a nice campground, really a nice camp store. And this area here that you see behind me, this is called the premium section, and you'll see why in just a minute. This is a little bit higher end, not as much as, you know, most of these will fit your big rigs and those types of things, but what it does do is just offer a few extra amenities here that you don't find in some of the other campground loops that are here. So let's turn the camera around and let me show you some of the things that are offered here. This is really a neat campground. So I'm standing in one of the premium lots here, and you'll see here in the distance, all of them have a deck that are located here. And if you're, you know, wanting to make sure that you get a satellite shot from the top of your camper, if you've got a big fifth wheel or a Class A, this is where you want to be. Let's walk over here and let me show you the little patios that each one of these things have. These are something else. You have this grassy area here next to your camper. This would be right where your awning would come out. And you can see these really nice decks and your picnic table, and every single one of them, as you look down through here, every single one of these premium spots has a gas grill with a gas tank. And we have these on this entire loop is set up this way. But down here, off into the distance, is a playground area, pool. Let's walk down there. I'd like to show you that. So this is the other side of the loop for the premium space. But what you have here in your backyard for the premium is this big playground entertainment area, a big grassy area to get out here and throw a ball. In the fence there is a big horseshoe pit, and then look at this awesome volleyball court. Isn't this nice? Oh, this is super nice. And then of course you got to keep the kiddos entertained. Let's walk down here and let me show you this playground area. This is really nice. This is the playground area. You've got bike racks to park your bike if you're coming from another section of the campground. And then just look at this. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3 of these very large, I call them kind of wooden fort type things with slides and tubes and all kinds of things to keep the kiddos entertained. Isn't that nice? And again, you can see the volleyball pit up there to your right. Just super nice area. Then in the warmer months, and you're going to need this in hot Georgia, I can assure you of that, this very nice swimming pool. They've already put the chairs up for the year, but you can still get a good idea. It's a very large pool. Very nice. Place to come out here and just enjoy the cool water and catch you some rays if you want to do that. And again, this is open for the entire park. And you see these throughout the campgrounds, and every loop you've got a nice bathhouse. I think 3 of these have washer and dryer facilities. I'll not go in them, but they're everywhere, and most of them look like they're basically just about brand new. Very nice. So they refer to this as Serenity Park. This is section A through E, I believe. And this is a big rig land up through here. These are huge areas. Pretty open. There are some trees, you'll see those. Good satellite shots, but pretty much this is your view from just about the entire loop, especially up here on the hill. Let's walk down here. I want you to see this view. It's beautiful. Here's a bit more of a close-up view. Here's your paddle border off in the distance. Isn't it pretty? And again, you might be able to make out the conference center through the trees over there. But the other thing that I want to show you is this. The yurts, aren't they something? It's about 16 of these or so, 15 or 16. And I think there's somebody up here that actually might let me inside. So here's your yurts. And what's so neat is every one of these things have a deck on the back of them, and this absolute gorgeous, look at that, gorgeous lake view. Again, I'll put the link in the website if you're interested in staying in something like this, where you can get the cost, and I think they offer packages and things like that. I actually see somebody down here, and let's see if we can get inside one of these. So I've run into Amy, and Amy was kind enough to allow me to come into this first one here. This is what I think she referred to as a standard size. So you can look around and see that it's got a queen bed and then a bunk bed here with a, I guess you call that a trundle that's down at the bottom, and then you're not going to have to worry about getting hot. They have a fan up in the top, and then they have heating and air here on the side. And let's walk through the back. Look at this view. Look at this view. Isn't this something out the back side? Now, I'm told you can't do any cooking in these, and there's no bath facilities. So you have to use the bathhouse that's here at the top. And Amy said I could go into one of the larger units next door. Let's look at that. So here's the larger unit, and you'll see again you've got table and chair area here, and you have the queen bed. And then I think the novel thing here is you've got these two big bunk beds with two trundles in the back. So you've got expanded seating and sleeping here. So I don't know what this would sleep. I don't know exactly what they call it, but you know, it's pretty big. So it's really nice. Isn't it pretty? I don't want to yurt you out, if yurt is a verb. This is F1 through 1 through 6, I think it is. And the reason I wanted you to see this is this back view. And yes, right through the trees there, Stone Mountain off your back deck. And they go all the way up through here. Really pretty spot. You've done a great job here. These things are kind of neat. Well, I know this is I Love RV Life. Yes, that's Stone Mountain in the background, but for the tent campers, all the way down there to the water's edge, you've got these really nice raised area for your tents. And it goes quite a long distance. If you look way down that road, there is lots and lots and lots of opportunities for tent camping along the water. It's really beautiful. This is the top section of that ABC area. Now, this is where the yurts are located. And again, I'll just kind of finish up here on this top loop. And again, this is super, super big rig friendly. Very, very nice level lots. And just about every one here in the top to the bottom has a great view of the lake. And maybe some have better views of Stone Mountain than others, but it's really pretty. And like I said, there are some really, really big rigs located here as well. It's a great, great place. And then you get something like this. Hey honey, what do you want to do for your birthday? Let's hop in the Class C and go to Stone Mountain. This is where Joan and I are at. This is Section M. It's a really heavily wooded area. Beautiful, beautiful area. And I'll walk around and show you this, and I'll show you where we're camping here. You've seen the map. So this was Section M. This is full hookups here. So the area is paved that you'll see, and then mostly in our spot is even paved. Some of these are kind of crushed gravel, some are paved. Makes it very, very nice. In addition to that, this is a full hookup, and I mean four-way. This is power and electric, sewer and cable. We've got great cable here, and thank goodness, because I couldn't get a satellite shot here if I even tried, no matter what I did. Let me turn the camera around and just show you our place. Here's a good view of where Joan and I are at. Like I said, it's paved. There's gravel here in the front, which is okay, we don't mind. And we've got a picnic area, and if you want to do the fire pit, you can do that. And there's a charcoal grill if you wanted to take advantage of that. And ample parking to put the big gray Wonder there that we pull with. It's really pretty. But again, I was sharing it heavily wooded. But I mean, it's just beautiful, and the leaves are starting to change. It's just gorgeous out through here. Let's walk down into this section a little bit further. This is called the red section. So let me take you down here a little bit and just show you what this area looks like. Here is a empty lot. There's several here actually. When we came in Sunday, this place was packed. There wasn't an empty space in it. And I'm just assuming the weekends are like that. It's November the 1st. Just beautiful here right now. But you see, some of these are gravel. This one's paved. What I call angular parking. It makes it so much easier to back in when you have something like that. And then we're right on the edge of the lake, and we're going to walk down here to the end of the campground, and I'm going to show you these views. I tried so hard to get these, but we made our reservations with a 10-day leeway, and I should have known better. We were coming back from the North Georgia mountains, and it just wasn't going to happen. But you can see it'll support just about anything. We've got a 40-foot. I had a neighbor next to me that pulled out this morning, had a 42-foot. There's a large Class A down there that's probably 40 feet. I'd just died if I could have got one of these, but they're just gone on the weekends, and we're here for 2 weekends, and it's just not going to happen. But here's the view. Can you see it? There it is. There's Stone Mountain. Let's get a close-up from this spot. Yeah, there's your view. Isn't it beautiful? Looking through the trees at the lake and the mountain. It's just absolutely gorgeous. Section M, or Loop M, red section. Beautiful area. There's something else unique that I thought I would share here in this red section. This is 344, 345. And then you got a view of, again, you've got a view of the lake over there. Stone Mountain doesn't show up too clear. But to fit everyone in the picnic tables, look how they built those picnic tables with the rock areas. There you go. That's kind of neat, huh? So this is one area, and there's another. Someone's down there in that one. All these down through here are pull-throughs, this whole section. And then we have one over here to the right. So this is the red section. This is area O and P. You saw that on the map, O and P. Most of these are in the high 300s. Very, very nice. You know, I'm seeing I've seen some fifth wheels in here. There's some that's here that would be able to support that. Here's one of those areas, but notice what you get in this section. Again, this is in all the lower sections. You get that pretty, pretty view of the lake. And then you can see, just barely make out Stone Mountain. There it is, through the tree line. And these are paved. They're asphalt paved. They're very nice. There's some here that's gravel. And as I go a little bit further, if you see a camper down there, and then if you look to my right, right over to my right, that's a nice big pull through. Now the thing about your O and P loop, these are power and water only. Power and water only, but they have picnic tables and grills. But I've heard there's something down here on the left that I want to go to. And I've heard the views are just absolutely spectacular, so let's walk down there. I was told I thought this was a camping spot, but it's not. I'll just kind of pan down through here real quick, and I can see a paddle boat or something down there. But I think this is going to be worth a walk down there and see what's going on here by the lake. So if I walk down the path, I can see right off into the distance down there, there's looks like a dock. And let's walk down there and see what the view looks like. This is something, isn't it? Look over there. There it is at Stone Mountain. I'm standing here on the dock. And wow, it's gorgeous. And the lake over here behind me. Let me turn the camera around. This is beautiful. So I'll do a kind of a 180 view. The sun is setting to the west. So you're going to get a little reflection off the water, but that's okay. Wow, it's pretty. But look coming here on your right. Yep, there it is. Big old Stone Mountain. Isn't that something? I gotta tell you, this is just some kind of pretty. Beautiful. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? It's so quiet, listen. That's something. This is section L. This is right next to where Joan and I are staying. Very similar in connections, you know, the full hookup here. And they'll take the big rigs, and this is where your bathhouse is located. You'll see it down there in the distance if you need that. The only thing is you do not have, I don't think you have the lake and the mountain views in this loop, but it's still a very pretty wooded area. This is section G. This area looks like it's been reworked just recently. The grills here doesn't even look like they've been used. It looks like they've got all new power pedestals in here. 30-50 amp water sewer. Smaller rigs, at least up in this top section. 20 foot-ish, maybe a little longer than 20 foot would fit in here. Again, very, very pretty. Very heavily wooded. No cable in this section. We'll walk on down here to the bottom and see what else it looks like here. This is the upper 200 section of this area. And again, you know, kind of sandy, kind of gravelly. Smaller, good for pop-ups. Your smaller campers, a lot of these do not have sewer up in this section. And they're small and they're short, but they've got power and they've got water. And if you're interested in this upper 200 section, you're right here by the bathhouse, which makes it nice. And it continues on up through there. It's a pretty area. This is the pavilion area. Let's step inside there and take a look. And I'm not sure what the deal is here or how it works, but they've got a really nice open pit fireplace. Look at that. And of course there's all your premium camping out that door and the swimming pool and those types of things. But isn't this nice? Like this. Let the camera settle where you can see. Super nice. This is quite a campground, isn't it? It just goes here. I'll put the PDF of this thing. You can see, you know, left to right. This thing is massive. It is a huge, huge campground. I was just looking at my Samsung app to where I actually set how many steps that I've walked today to be able to film this. Yeah, that's over 8,000 steps to be able to hit all these loops. And I feel it too. But isn't this an amazing campground? Basically anything that you want, from where Joan and I are at in this beautiful, beautiful wooded area. The very 1st of November, still in shirt sleeves. It's not going to last much longer. But beautiful wooded area, and then, you know, the full hookup including cable, just so nice. You can go just down the area just a little ways, and you can still put big rigs in there, but you're only going to have, you know, 50 amp or 30 amp, and you're going to have water. But they've got dump stations everywhere, so, you know, it's a little less expensive, but still very, very nice. And then, oh my goodness, right here at the very front entrance where you've got those premiums with your own deck and your gas grill and the play areas and the swimming pool, all, you know, within close proximity. Very, very nice. And then on down to where the yurts are at. It's just really nice. And then I didn't spend much time in there, but then you've got tons and tons of tent camping if you want to do that type of thing. And then I finished up down here on the very, very far end of just that little basic area where you can pull some small rigs in. There was a couple pop-ups actually that was pulling in when I left, and it will fit those quite well. There was some full hookup in there, but most of them were just water and electric only, but they were up close to the bathhouse. A little steep and a little gravelly, but again, it's a lesser cost and fits a small rig quite well. This is Stone Mountain Park. Look, this is just the campground. There's a whole nother area over here. There's a village, there's the mountain, there's trails everywhere. And what's really amazing is this is just an oasis in the middle of metro Atlanta. Just an oasis. I'll stop here for just a second. Listen. I mean, you hear the crows, and maybe there's a squirrel over here playing somewhere. It's perfectly quiet. If you want to go into the village, if you don't want to cook, there's burgers and those types of things. There's a nice restaurant up at the convention center that you can go to. But there's an east and west gate, and just right outside those gates are, you know, German food and plenty of very nice restaurants, and even the casuals, the fast food. So you can go to those as well, and just a few minutes in and out of the park. Beautiful, beautiful Stone Mountain. We're here for a week. I'm so glad we stopped here. We lived in the metro Atlanta area for 10 years and came over to the park for the laser shows and things like that. Never had an opportunity to camp. I'm so glad that Joan and I are really finishing up our 2018 season here at Stone Mountain Park. It really has been a super treat. And one of the things that makes this treat so awesome is, yeah, you guessed it, it's just because Joan and I love RV life so very much.